Hello everyone. I want to talk about life shortly. Not that I am a perfectionist in terms of life affair, but from my experience and as the voice of the youth, I stand here today to encourage our youth or the youth globally that life is not a bed of roses. All the billionaires, trillionaires that you see today, they all start from somewhere. Even when your father is already made, I tell you, if you are not enlightened, you can lose that weight when your father or your dad is gone. You can mismanage it. So I implore all youths to be self-reliant, to be self-sufficient. Study, go to school, do research, acquire knowledge, so that you can be balanced. Because don't rely on your father's word or your dad's word or your mom's word. You can lose it all if you are not enlightened. The world we are today, you need to be enlightened. You need to wake up from your sleep. You need to do something so that your future will be guaranteed. A lot of people feel a lot of time because they feel they are already made. If you are relying on your parents' words and you are not prepared for the future, I tell you, you will lose it all. Life is not the bed of roses. Stay focused and see you at the top. Everyone, today I want to briefly tell you or talk about faith. When I mean faith, I mean having faith in yourself. When you have faith in yourself and whatever you do and apply work, that faith will come to manifestation. That is why even the scriptures say faith without work is dead. So you must, put work in place for faith to come to reality. Without work, there is no faith. The reason why I'm talking about this today is most youths today feel that you can just, out of imagination, sit down without doing nothing and you get rich overnight. It doesn't work that way. When you envy people or when you envy people, this person is a youth like you, is successful in business, check his profile. He work hard. No food for a lazy man. As a youth, you must work hard for faith to be manifested. So we encourage every youth to engage in one successful activity or the other. Something that can bring positive transformation to yourself. Something that you can do to create impact to yourself, to your immediate family, and to the community at large. So we advise every youth to try a little. Even if you are complaining, you can, maybe it's possible you are from an environment where the government don't care about the youth, but try your best. Don't wait for the government, don't wait for anybody, try little. Little effort will make you successful. Just little step. Every little step you take, out of nothing, there will be a way. I assure you that. Remain focused and work. See you at the top. Everyone, today I want to enlighten the youth about the dangers of substance abuse. Like, for example, in abroad, you are not allowed to drink and drive. Do you know the reason why? Because they know if you drink and you are driving, you are no longer yourself. You might feel you are very good, but you are not yourself anymore. You are intoxicated by substances inside you. So that is why if you are caught driving, you will be fined or even losing your driving license. That took you, the process of getting a full license, is a bottleneck process. So you will lose it all because of negligence or because of you can't avoid drinking. And also, if you use drug, you are caught, you also lose your license. Majority of youth have lost their life through intoxication, through drinking excessively and taking all manner of drugs. They just lost their life at a go. So the HEPA organization, the reason why we stand talking about addiction issue, drug and alcohol abuse, is because we know the danger involved in it. Most celebrities have lost their life after much excess of abuse of substance or alcohol or drugs. They get into their steering, they drive, and they drive away out of this sweet world. Even when you feel you are poor or you're rich, this world, you have a lot of things to be contented, to be happy about. So losing your life because of substance, you are a loser. So have a rethink of everything. See you at the top and stay away from drugs and alcohol abuse. See you. Hello everyone. Today you'll be hearing from the HEPA organization. I want to reassure you that all is possible if you believe in yourself and your abilities. All is possible. Don't ever allow anyone to tell you it's not possible. Your dream is possible to be achieved. Let me tell you again and again and again and again. Never you allow anyone to underestimate your capability. Stay focused and stay humble. See you at the top.
Today, the HEPA organization will be talking about two things. One, we'll be talking about carrying our youths along. Secondly, we'll be talking about about the youths coming to abroad in general. Let's carry our youths along, because if we leave them behind, we leave our future behind. The youth are the future, so let's carry our youth along so that the future of the country will be guaranteed and secured. Think of how you always want the best for your children, because you want them to be better enough to manage your resources when you are gone. Everyone always wish and want their own children to be greater than themselves. Why don't you think of the youth the same way? Any country, nation that does not care about their youth will always remain stagnant. We always remain backward. We always remain unsuccessful. We always remain undeveloped. Why don't we work together to help the youth, to carry them along with us? Now, You are planning your own children's future. That is why most people in Africa, they send their children abroad to obtain better qualification, better knowledge, better awareness, better exposure. But you neglect the youth in your community. You are self-centered. You are only concerned about your children, but you are not concerned about others. The youth, whether they are your children or not, they matters. The youth, they are the pillar of a nation. For a nation to move forward, it needs youth that are capable. For a nation to be developed, they need youth that are productive, that are efficient, that are adequate in all their endeavors. So leaving the youth behind will not help any nation, will not help any country, will only bring setback. So the helper organization employ every human being, every normal human being that look at the future to reason the same way we are reasoning. Because if we work together, earlier the better, to equip our youth with all the knowledge, with all the things they need for the future, for their future to be better, we are indirectly helping ourselves, and we are indirectly helping our country at large. Secondly, we will be talking about coming abroad. Abroad should never be your final option, and the money spent on this trip is enough for you to start a small-scale business in your state, in your country. A lot of people feel that you just come to abroad, you pick money on the ground, you pick cars on the ground. No, it doesn't work that way. One, if you manage to take this Libya route, endanger your life, pass through the sea, pass through the desert, and you manage to succeed, because half majority or more than half majority are dead already through that route, because the route is not easy. It's not an easy one. At the end, if you succeed and come to this abroad and you are accepted, you will be kept in asylum camp. If you are lucky enough, you can spend, if your asylum is not dead, because they can kill your asylum and deport you back to where you are coming from. If you are lucky enough, you will stay in asylum camp for a period of 1 to 5 years. Then, if you are lucky, you can be given like 6 months to try your to try how you can adapt to the environment. Then after then, you have to look for work. Maybe after the 6 months, they give you 1 year. You have to look for work. If you are lucky enough to get one, then you have to work. You have to get accommodation, pay your rent. You have to pay for your electricity, pay for your gas, and pay all other bills. In abroad, you pay for water, you pay for TV license. There are so many other bills you need to pay. And if you are driving, you have to pay your road tax and your car insurance. So tell me, why are you desperate to come to abroad when you can settle in your country with the money, that money your parents sold? They sold their land, sold their property to invest on your trip. You can use it to set up a small scale business. I met a guy in Holland. He was telling me, bros, I'm on the run. He said, I have been in this country now for over 5 years. I was doing fine in my country. I was working as a mechanic. I was almost in my final, about to be settled. where a friend told me about abroad Libya. We took Libya routes. Fortunately, I succeeded. I came to this Holland. They killed my asylum. Now I'm stranded. I've been on the run. I don't have house. I'm stranded. No money. And my family, I have not called them for 3 years. Bros, if there's any way you can help me back home, please help me. I'm not saying this to discourage you from traveling abroad. If you must travel abroad, do the right thing. Obtain a visa and come to abroad. Abroad is not the bed of roses. People work hard in abroad, and most people abroad now, they are even tired of the system. So this is why we are still talking about the Nigeria government. I'm from Nigeria. I can't dispute the fact that I'm from Nigeria. That's my originality. The Nigeria government should create job opportunity for the youths. Should stabilize the electricity, because light is very essential for a country to move forward. If there is stable light, it will attract foreign investors. If there is stable light, the youth will become more useful, more productive. The ones in school will see light to do research, to read their books, and become more contributing to the society. So we urge Nigeria government to think about stability of light in Nigeria and to create more job opportunity to help Nigeria youth reside in their country and be successful and be useful. Don't fail to share this video to your audience, like it and comment on it, and keep in touch. Together we can make a big difference. Stay blessed and stay connected. God bless you. Thank you. Today we'll be talking about the youth, because the helper, we are the voice of the vulnerable youths. Nigeria government don't care about the youths. If Nigeria is truly the giant of Africa, as been assumed, this is the time to show it. Thousands of Nigeria youths have died out of desperation for greener pastures in Libya route. Majority of these youths have been killed, sold for slavery, sold for prostitution, and majority got drowned in the high sea, while others died in desert without no food and water. Hundreds of migrants along North Africa migrants are being bought and sold openly in modern day slavery market in Libya. Are you aware of this? If Nigeria as a country is truly the giant of Africa, the youths will not endanger their life all in the name of searching for greener pastures in desert and high sea, undermining the huge and dangerous risk involved. Funny aspect of this whole thing is that, the most of these youths, they have watched video clips and they have listened to news about the danger relating to traveling in Libya routes, and still they embark on this journey of no return. We have lost uncountable number of youth in desperation for greener pastures over the years. If there is job opportunity in Nigeria and stable electricity, the youths will not be running away in search of greener pasture and ignoring the dangers involved. We implore Nigeria government to stop embarrassing our great country Nigeria and help create more job opportunities, and most importantly, stabilize the electricity to attract foreign investors. Most of us here abroad have some friends who are willing to invest in Nigeria, but they are scared of power failure. They are scared of insecurity in the country. Deporting these Nigeria youths in Libya back to where they escaped from without any assistance is as good as leaving them where they are coming from. Have you ever bothered to ask them why did they escape from the country in the first place? Deporting them is not a solution, but what have you cared for them? What did you encourage them to do? Most of them, they want to further their education. Did you ask them, do you want to further your education? Did you ask them, do you want to learn handwork? Why are you deporting them back to where they escaped from without creating an avenue to assist them? Think about this, Nigeria youth. Let's stop this crazy aspect, crazy acts of inhumanity. Nigeria government should care about humanity. Why are you in the government in the first place? If you cannot assist and help humanity, why are you there? So you now take this office as your heritage. You are there because of the masses. You are there because of humanity. It's time for you to help humanity. You have to help the youth, especially the vulnerable youth. Nigeria needs stable light, and it's the responsibility of Nigeria government to create that. Stay blessed and stay connected. My heart breathes for Nigeria youth. My heart breathes for Nigeria youths. How can you tell me Nigeria youths are living in darkness? Absolute darkness. Power failure almost every time. Look at country like South Africa. They have stable electricity. Why can't Nigeria youth think about this? You are so comfortable living in the darkness, and you are telling me you are comfortable? You sit down there, you are talking about past history. You are trying to regenerate, the history that brought setback, that brought division, that brought hatred. You are talking about Biafra war. We are talking about present, and you are busy thinking about past failure. Listen to me. The only thing you can benefit from war is bloodshed. Apart from bloodshed, there is nothing tangible you can benefit from war. I challenge Nigeria youth to think about this. Have you ever think about this one day? Why is it that there's no stable light in Nigeria? Let me tell you something. Light is the most easiest thing for a country to give humanity, to give his citizens. Have you ever think about this? Why is it that Nigeria, they are living in darkness? Do you know the essential? Do you know how essential light is? Stable light, to have stable light. If you have stable light, you have stable economy. If you have stable light, you have stable livelihood. If you have stable light, you attract investors into your country. If you have stable light, the human function better with light, with electricity. They function better. They function adequately. Light is a deficiency. When a country is living in darkness, that country is deficient of livelihood. The youth of Nigeria should wake up and think about this. Instead of trying to regenerate division, regenerate hatred, disunity among yourself, because the youth, they are the foundation, they are the pillar of a nation. When you don't know who you are, you will be cajoled into into, that's why you see there is kidnapping problems in Nigeria. There is Boko Haram issues. There are assassins, because most of these people that are being used are youths, because most of them don't have direction, they don't have focus, they don't have vision. The scripture says, my people perish for lack of wisdom, for lack of awareness. Ignorance is a disease. The youth, I challenge Nigeria youth to tackle this problem, to ask for their rights, because it's your right to have stable electricity. You see, what does this European country actually have? Nothing. But still, they have stable electricity, they have stable infrastructures, they have good roads, they have social welfare system, where if you are unemployed, the government, they pay you weekly in most of the European countries. Nigeria as a country is endowed with all the natural resources. Nigeria have crude oil, we have minerals, we have cocoa, we have timbers, we have even gold. And our soil is so fertile that anything you plant on our soil will germinate to be so productive. Yet, Nigeria cannot have stable lights. Yet, Nigerians are strongly in darkness. Have you ever asked yourself this question? Why are you living in darkness? When you have opportunity to live in affluence, but still people are living in lack everywhere, suffering everywhere. The Nigerian government does not care about humanities. If they care about humanity, imagine the present government. I'm not trying to dispute the fact that he's a good man. At times, a tree cannot make a forest. I challenge you, you have recovered a lot of money. You have recovered a lot of money that have been embezzled. Does it mean that money is not enough to stabilize the light in Nigeria? The reason why most of us are abroad, we are not really enjoying it anymore. If Nigeria have stable light, we have so many ideas. So many of us have, have so many qualifications, have so many awareness that we can bring back home to develop that country. But we have to start from somewhere. If Nigeria have stable electricity, we have ideas to take it from there. The security network will be tight. Imagine how can people, how can you have a tight security network where there is no light, where there is no electricity? People can do whatever they like. In abroad, it doesn't go that way. When anything happens, both in the street, both in the supermarket, both in residential home, there is CCTV camera everywhere. So the Nigeria government doesn't mean that you are not aware of this. You are not aware of the importance of light, of electricity. I challenge the Nigeria youth to think about this. Let's work together to develop Nigeria. Let's work together to challenge our government to give us light. We need light to function. Darkness does not do anybody any good. Think about this and be wise. Stay away from war. Peace we stand. In unity we stand. In love we stand. In division you are destroyed. Division and disunity will lead to destruction. Let's stay away from reasoning backward. Let's work together to bring light to Nigeria. Let our youth come out to demand for their rights. It's your right to have light. To have light to watch TV. Imagine such a hot weather. Such a hot weather, people don't have lights to use their fan, to use their fridge, to use their AC, to even listen to news, to even know what is going on in the world. Let's wake up and leave darkness. Darkness does not do anybody good. Wake up, Nigeria youth. I challenge you to demonstrate and demand for your right. It's your right to have light. Without light, you cannot function effectively. Without light, you cannot live a normal life. Do you know the carbon monoxide you are inhaling from generator plant machine? Do you know what it costs to your respiratory system? Do you know what it costs to your body organs? You are busy, happy, on a generator and inhaling death. Think about this and be wise. Wake up from your sleep and your slumber, Nigeria youth. Let's reason together to bring light to Nigeria. The government, we have all the resources, we have all the money. Why are we suffering when we have everything? Wake up and think about this. One love, Nigeria youths.
Today, we are going to be doing a video concerning parents as a role model or as a mirror to their children. You see, in today's world, people can easily say, the government, the environment we are living, that is why my children are this, that is why my children are not productive. That is a very big lie. You as a parent that brought a child into this world solemnly, you have a major role to play in that child's upbringing, because you are their mirror. Is the way you, that is why even the scripture said, train up your child the way he should grow, the way she should grow, so that when he or she grow, they will not depart from their ways. This way is, they are the ways you brought them up. So why are you blaming the government? You see, majority of children that are constituting nuisance everywhere, they are from these parental background that is not, they don't care. Look at, for example, I have one relative, he have more than 13 children. These 13 children, they are from about 6 different mothers. None of them are taken care of. And most of them, I think the first son or the daughter, they are about 24 years old. They haven't met their dad for once. Imagine a child that was nuns from the childbirth to about 24 years without a father. So what kind of a child is that child going to be? Because mothers can easily spoil the children. Like they want to please the children. They want to grant them every request they make. Oh, mommy, I like this. When they are doing shopping, oh, I like that. I like this toy. I like this bicycle. They would like to please them. For the father, they are the genesis of discipline. Children need a father to guide them. But I'm sorry, unfortunately, if you are a single mother, you can play also the role of a father. It's not everything your children request for, you should be granting for them. You have to manage your resources. You have to tell them that if you must get things, get aeroplane, get toys, get bicycle, you must work hard for it. Cut your coat according to your size. Stop spoiling these children and stop putting blames on the government. You have a role to play. You have a major role to play in your children's upbringing. You are their mirror. A lot of parents engage themselves, they are so addicted to social media. Imagine, you see majority of people, they are in social media for 24/7, they are there. They get distracted, they get addicted, and they abandon their children. They neglect their children. For Christ's sake, a child that is left all by him or herself all day long to decide the way he eats, the way he watches things in the television, the way he runs his affair. What kind of a child is that child going to be? Children need control. Children need direction. You must tell your child, you must guide your children. You must be available to guide them. You must be available to protect them. Let's stop blaming the government. Let's stop blaming the community. Let's stop blaming the children's peers. Imagine you have right to know who your children mingle with. You have right to know who they associate themselves with. You have right to know who they mingle with. A lot of children, they don't know their children's friends. They don't know who they associate with. Imagine, what kind of a parent are you? You have a major role to play in your children's upbringing. Wake up, and God will see you through. Take care. Viewers, today, the Helper organization will be talking about the youths. You see, we value your life, youths. God called me purposely to help the youths. That is why the name the Helper is a scriptural name. It's from Psalm 121. When I look up to the hills, from whence my help cometh. We are here to help you, the youth. Imagine courtesan. We are going to be talking about courtesan today. A lot of youths, they have been brainwashed to be playing with their life, killing themselves just for nothing, all in the name of courtesan. What is courtesan? Even people that even brought courtesan, they brought it as a kind of organization where they raise money to assist themselves. They help themselves to do one or two things. But I'm sorry to say, in most African countries specifically, the youths there, they have taken courtesan as a medium to be slaughtering themselves like animals. For example, a friend was talking to me in one of the Europe countries, I don't want to mention names, that two courtists group, they were fighting. Then the youth emerged seriously with battle axe that is used to slaughter cow and goat ram. They pieces themselves in an open places. Imagine you that have potential, that is a leader, that is supposed to be the future of tomorrow, carrying an axe to slaughter somebody like you, to amputate, to behead somebody. It's a shame on you. If you know who you are as a youth, you will not kill somebody. You will not think of killing somebody because something that is in you is a creator. Every youth is a creator, just like the way the creator himself is. You have the ability to do greater things. You have the ability to do greater things. You can make a change. You can change a lot with your brain. Why are we killing ourselves? Even rituals. You see a lot of youth because they want to get rich overnight. Tell me, what is the importance of riches after you have used your parents or your loved one to do ritual? How are you going to live to enjoy such money? The money that you use your parents or your loved one to do, what kind of wealth is that? You have all the opulence in the whole world. You will die one day and leave them behind. Even those ritual money, majority of them, they don't even live long. How can you expect to be killing people, renewing your wealth, and you expect to have peace? No peace for the wicked. Youth, deviate yourself from ritualism. Deviate yourself from courtesan, from killing yourself. We are all one in the body of God. Why are you killing yourself? Why are you being brainwashed to go for a suicide mission? Why? What will you benefit in killing yourself and your fellow human being like you? What will you benefit? What will you benefit from sucking yourself with blood? You think there is no God, you think there is nothing. Even the law of nature is against you. Because he that killed by sword must die by sword. It's a spiritual phenomenon. Whether you are sin or you are not sin, you are already dead. When you kill somebody, you are already dead spiritually. Because blood is thicker than water. We are using this platform to educate all the youth to abstain from cultism. Don't practice cultism. It's an evil practice. Imagine a practice where you will be soaking your hand with blood. What peace are you going to get? What benefit are you going to obtain from doing that? Please wake up. Wake up from stupidity. Wake up from this inhuman treatment. Cultism cannot pay you. If we come together and bring ideas, with collective ideas, your life will be settled. Your life will be easy. Please abstain yourself from cultism and live rightly. Let's come together to think of how we can help ourselves. We are all creative. We are all potentials. If we work together as one, we will bring out the potentials in you. We promise you that. The Helper organization is a creative organization. We are here to empower the youth to be self-dependent, to be reliable, to be self-sufficient. So what else do you want? Let's work together. We implore you, anybody that want to partner with us, we are available for partnership, for sponsorship. We have line and chain of activities lined up for the youth. For example, there are so many youths, they are naturally gifted. You see, most companies you see, the owners are not really educated. For your information, most companies you see, those owners, most of them, people call them illiterate, but they are the boss of those companies because they are enlightened. Education is not the key to success. If your brain is not ready for education, you can learn hard work. You can learn plumbing, hairdressing. You know, there are so many things you can do. There's so many hard work. That's, you'll be self-sufficient. Then if your brain is good for education, we are ready to sponsor you. We need partners, potential partners, to help the helper, help the youth. Stay blessed and one love. Peace. Don't forget to comment, to subscribe to our videos. God bless you all. Peace. Hello viewers. Today we'll be talking about the youth. The Helper organization was formed for the single purpose to empower the youth. You see, the youth, they are our tomorrow's future. Without the youth, the future is not guaranteed. The youth, they are the pillar of a nation. The youth, they are the pillar of a community. The youth, they are the pillar of a community, of a country, of a state. Without the youth, there can never be a pillar. The youth, they are like a solid foundation. Just like you are building a house, if you don't lay a solid foundation, the house will collapse. A lot of you today, they have become Lilliputians. They have become zombies. You push them anywhere you want them to go. They don't have direction. They don't know the motive of their existence. They don't know the reason why they are called youths. Youths, they are tomorrow's leaders. Not only leaders, they are tomorrow's hope. They are the hope of tomorrow. Why are we neglecting our foundation? Why are we rebuking our youth? Why are we hindering our youth? Why are we oppressing our youth? Why are we sitting on our youth? Let me tell you, when you refuse to allow the youth to speak or to air their opinion, you are doing yourself. One day you will get old. Don't forget you were once a youth. Let's motivate and encourage our youth to climb their leadership environments. Let's motivate them to know who they really are. Because when we help the youth, we are helping the community. When we are helping the youth, we are helping the nation. But when you disallow them to realize their efficacy, their potentials, you are killing your future. Let's stop killing the youth. The youth, the helper organization, is formed for the purpose, for the single purpose to motivate the youth to develop their abilities, their potentials. So today we'll use opportunity to enlighten the youth to know who they are, the importance they are. They are important in our everyday life. A country where the youth cannot represent themselves efficaciously, that nation or community or state is paralyzed. Allow the youth to grow so that our future will be guaranteed. Example, you see most African countries, they use the youth as thugs. Because they don't know, they don't have direction, they don't have focus. Even most of the youths, you can just give them a little peanuts, they will kill somebody. They will put blood in their hand out of ignorance. Why should you belittle yourself? Youth, you don't know who you are? You are a foundation, a solid foundation, the rock of a nation, the rock of a community, the rock of a state. Wake up, youth. We are here to empower you to realize your abilities. Only you can limit yourself. You have the power to become whatever you want to be. Don't limit yourself. You are as important as a nation. Without you, a nation is not complete and it cannot accomplish its purpose. So the youth, we are your voice. The helper organization is the voice of the youth. We are here to support, to motivate you, and to encourage you to climb your ladder. You will climb the ladder of success. One love, all the youth. Okay. We are here again to talk about youth. We can never be tired of talking about the youth because the youth, they are our concern. The vulnerable is our concern. Look at. So today, we'll be doing a short video concerning courtesan again. It's a shame that majority of our youth will leave their home. Most of them, their parents will sell their piece of land, even sell their building, to make sure they travel to abroad for a greener pasture. But when they get to abroad, what do? They form courtesan. They carry battle axe, busting their doors, slaughtering themselves, getting drunk with alcohol, taking drug, You see, here comes again. Alcohol and drug addiction can ruin your life. Majority of people, they are in the graveyard after much overdose or much abuse of alcohol. A lot of people have drink excessively. They find that they are in the graveyard. They don't even know where they are. Just like that. If it is because of addiction, alcohol addiction or drug abuse that is turning your brain to forget where you are coming from. We received some calls from some of our supporters back home crying that their children are practicing courtesy abroad. And most of them have spent donkey years abroad without no achievements. And most of them, they are dead. They end up. Imagine all the money your parents borrowed to sponsor you abroad for a greener pasture. You forget yourself. You forget your roots. You forget where you were coming from. You forget the hardship your parents were before you traveled. You now came abroad to be practicing courtesy, carrying battle axe. You are now a warrior. Killing people, putting blood in your hand. Do you know blood is not water? Blood is thicker than water. And the soul that killed by sword must surely die by sword. Beware. Beware. Those lives you are taking, don't think that somebody is watching. God is watching you. This is an opportunity for you now to change for good. Drop those your battle axe, drop those your guns, and think of alternative. There are so many alternatives in life. Contact the helper. We are here to counsel you to discover your full potential. That is the reason why the helper organization is created. A lot of people don't know what is the meaning of the helper. The helper is here for the youth. We are here to empower the youth to discover who they are, to discover their abilities, to discover their full potentials. Because the youth, they are the rock of the nation. Without the youth, a nation is not complete. Don't use your potential negatively. Stop killing yourself. Stop being a tool in the hands of the devil. Stop blaming the devil in the first place. Who is the devil? You inculcate that idea, that evil thought inside your head. You let that evil thought materialize into physical demonstration of demonic activities. Deviate from cultism. Remember where you are coming from, especially you that is from Africa. A lot of people are suffering. A lot of people are suffering. They are dying of poverty. Your parents, even your parents, they are dying of starvation. You have been abroad for many years. You have forgotten what those parents did for you before you traveled. Now you came to abroad. You are practicing courtesy. Wake up from your sleep. Wake up and be wise.